Do you guys think this tractor's big enough for that? Where did it go? Here it is. All right, and then drop your Allen wrench and then you're done. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Got a couple jobs we're working on today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this new fertilizer spreader hooked up, get it backed up to the shop. I need to get a drive chain on it, see if we can get that thing working, because as soon as it dries up, we got some urea to spread. Do you guys think this tractor's big enough for that? I don't know, it might be pushing it. I've got a used chain here that might be long enough to do what we need to do. We're gonna try it out, see what we got here. So this is a drive system on this thing. I think what you do is you put a chain around these two sprockets, then you can take this lever, put it up here, and then it will put pressure down on this sprocket on the drive, and then it goes through there, runs the floor chain, and then it also has this clutch release thing, so you can pull this forward and a little thing will turn and it'll stay forward, and that will allow you, that'll allow the chain to go, and then when it's back it hits this thing right here and somehow disengages it. So we'll see if we can get it going. Alright, let's see if this is long enough. It's not looking good. Well, stay up there. Nope. About a foot too short. Let's see if I got a little bit longer chain or a piece I can add to this. Found a short piece of chain that I think will work, but now I need a connector. So this is the combine toolbox, and sometimes we keep spare connectors in here. Looks like I might have something in here. Let's just dump it out. That looks like one. Is there a nicer one? Is that right? Yeah. Let's go with that one. So now the issue I have is if this is too long, I'm gonna have to cut it, and I'm not sure where our chain breaker is. So we might have to get creative. Yep, that's too long. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut it there. Let's go get creative. This is attempt number 1. That's what I was afraid of. I think I'm just gonna hit the chain out of the vise. That's not gonna work. All right, here's attempt number 2. I'm gonna try setting it on top of the vise. And if this doesn't work, I'm probably just gonna give up on this project. Hey, it moved. This might work. Is that right? Yeah, that's the right one. All right, now I need a skinnier punch. Got that one. All right, that actually worked. Now we'll see if we can get this together. Hook this in here. Might as well put this back together. Let's see. That's going to be going that way, so this needs to go this way. Now this end. Let me see if that's gonna work first before I completely connect it. Oh! Oh, what the heck? That's really heavy. Why doesn't that want to move? Oh. Okay, so that gets tighter. What am I doing wrong here? All right, so this project is on hold a little bit. So we think there's supposed to be like a idler tensioner thing in here that this chain rides on top of. So we're gonna have to run to Shoop's and get one of those, and we'll probably just end up getting a new chain for it. That way we're not running a used chain on it. But that should get this thing ready to go. All right, so the next project I'm gonna work on is this planter. Got a few things to do to it. Got a new hydraulic hose for it made the other day. So I actually went to an implement dealer and they didn't have the fittings that I needed. So they told me to try O'Reilly Auto Parts. So I went there and they had them. I didn't even know that O'Reilly's made hydraulic hoses. But it's all Parker, wait a minute. No, that's a Gates hose. I was thinking he said it was Parker ends, but Gates, Parker, it's all good stuff. The other thing I need to do is I need to check these drive chains. I'm not sure. They have 2 seasons on them now. I think they'll be good for another one, but we're just gonna check them out. The other thing I need to do is I need to pop these gauge wheels off each unit and make sure the nuts are tight on the openers, because we put those new last year and when we were taking the old ones off, a lot of them were loose. So I just want to check and make sure they're tight. One more thing I got to do, row 11, wherever it's at, the air clutch, which is this guy right here. That is an air actuated clutch that will shut off 2 rows at a time when you start getting into point rows and stuff. One of them is not working, and it didn't work all last year and we never took the time to fix it. I think I know what the problem is. I just got to tear it apart and take a look at it. But that's basically all I know that I need to do to this planter. Just kind of look it over as I'm going along, make sure everything's good, and hopefully it is. We'll be good to go. I'm going to start with the easy job, this hydraulic hose. I'm not feeling super motivated today, so we're going to start with the easy job. So these big hoses, they run, I believe they run the raise and the fold and yeah, all kinds of stuff. So they're pretty big. This is a 3/4 inch hose. And I want to get this in here routed right. Put it like this. Tight. Go the right way. That would help. I can get my wrenches where I need them. That job's done. Time for a coffee break. We also want to get our meters tested. We haven't had them tested since we've owned this planter, so this is going to be our 3rd year with this planter, and we probably ought to get them run. I know there's some parts and pieces inside there that need to be replaced every once in a while, so I'm going to pop these boxes off. I probably won't pull the meters yet just because I don't really have room to set them out, but I'm going to get the boxes out of the way. I guess I don't have to do that first. Let's do the gauge wheels first. That way I'm not tripping over all these boxes. Sound like a plan? What do you think, Leah? Are you camera shy? So this is a very easy process. Take this gauge wheel off. 15/16 bolt right here. Pop that loose. kind of a balancing act to get this off of here. Ow. That was my finger. And then, let's see, what do I want to use for that? Do I have the right tool in here? That one, where are you at? Pop this dust cap off. Take this, make sure it's tight. And that one is. This one I have to be careful. I wrote careful, stripped stud, because this stud here that holds the opener on, let me bring you guys in closer. The stud in here was stripped towards the inside of it, so we put some extra washers to get the nut out to the good threads. So we were hoping it held up, and seems like it did. The other things I'm looking at while I'm in here, make sure these scrapers are in their place, they haven't popped off. Firmers, there's a fertilizer tube in here. Just make sure that, you know, it hasn't broken or kinked or whatever. That one's out of the little holder there. Pop that back in. That all looks good. Looks like we planted in some mud last year. This thing needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Anyways, that's about it. This side looks good. I guess I could look at these. So we put all new gauge wheel arms last year, and they seem to wear right here where this guy hits. This is how your depth is set. This, we call this a mustache, and it'll wear a groove in your gauge wheel arms, and then you'll have inconsistent depth. So looks like it has worn some a little bit, but it is what it is. So let's put this side back together. I'm gonna go through and check the rest of these. I'll talk to you guys when I get done. So I went through, checked all the openers, they were all tight. Dad's working on popping these boxes off. We're gonna take the meters off and run them up to our precision dealer, have them tested. They said we could bring them up sooner the better. I got to run over to the other shed and see if I can find a Mercury switch. Our seed got delivered. Need to rearrange the shed. We weren't quite ready for it, so I just kind of had to stick it in here wherever it fit. So, if I'm right, I might have taken it off. Yep, I bet I did. Because it was right on there. So we had a Mercury switch that we used to activate the coverage map when we ran the 8400 on the air seeder, because it was an older tractor and it was retrofitted with the isobus system, so it didn't have, it's hard to explain. It didn't have what it needed, so when you clicked the hydraulics down to start the coverage map. So we were running that with a Mercury switch, and I need that on the planter to control our starter fertilizer, but I can't remember what I did with that Mercury switch. I thought it would be on there. I don't know why I would have taken it off. There it is. So we run liquid starter fertilizer through the seed firmers on this planter, and we control our rate with a Raven 440 monitor. And basically all we've been doing since we own this planter and on our old planter is we would throw the master switch when we get to the end to shut it off and turn it back on. Well, sometimes you forget to do that and the starter just keeps running until you realize that you didn't shut the switch off. So what I'm trying to do here is we're going to use this Mercury switch. We'll mount it on one of those arms for the transport wheels, and when it lowers and puts the planter in the ground, it will make contact, complete the circuit, and it will turn the starter fertilizer on. It's really simple to do. I looked it up. I didn't realize it was that easy, but the harness that we've got actually in the tractor has two wires hanging out of it, an orange and white, and if you just put a switch between those two, I guess it will turn the rate controller on and off. So really simple. I just don't think I have enough cable, so I'm gonna have to route this the way everything else is routed, so when you unfold it, it's fine. And then I'm gonna have to add a little bit to it to get in the cab. I've got my cable run all the way up here, and this is about as far as it goes. So I'm gonna have to bring the tractor over here, probably not today because I got other stuff to do, but I'm gonna have to have the tractor here and figure out how much extra I need to add to it to get in the cab and hook to the harness. Next project can't remember if I said this or not. I need to work on this clutch right here. Yeah, I did say that because I showed you guys the clutch, but this one is not working right. I need to take it apart. And basically all I got to do is, yeah, this should be an easy one. So the shaft runs 3 meters here. I'll have to slide it back just enough so I can pop that off, pull it out of there, take it apart and see what the problem is. So this is a relatively easy process. There's a collar in here with a set screw. I got the set screw loose. So we'll just pop that off. I don't know if you can see that. Well, it's hitting this, but when we slide the shaft out, it should free itself. See if I can get that out of there. So I think about the easiest way to do this is just take a long punch and shove it in here, tap on the end of the shaft, and see if it moves. Moved a little bit, and then it stopped. Well, what are we stuck on? I just remembered it'd probably be helpful if I took this chain off. It's going to be in my way anyway. So I'll pop that off real quick. Well, come on. There. Okay. That's out of my way. There's a broken zip tie. Now let's see if we can get it out of there. There it is. So this is a very simple little gadget. Let's see if I can remember how to take it apart. Oh, that is tight. Alright, so I had to put in a vise to get these loose. You gotta take these 3 out to get the sprocket off. And then, I know it's really easy, I just haven't done it for a while. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. So there's that. Then I gotta get the snap ring out of here. So I need snap ring pliers. Do I have a set? Yes, I do. Need to go the other way. Where did it go? Here it is. Alright, now what do I have to do? I gotta take that screw out. And now you gotta twist this somehow. How did I do that? Well, this is just ridiculous. There. Now I got it. And this pops off. And now I got to think about this for a second. Okay. Ooh, that is really dirty in there. So all this does is this rolls around in here. When the shaft is turning, that runs your meters. When it wants to shut off, it sends air pressure to this little piston, and a pin pops out, and it gets caught in one of these grooves, and then it makes it, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is. But yeah, so when it works, it just, there's a spring in there that relieves tension, and then it spins inside itself. And now it's not working. So I think I'm going to take this one. I got a spare. I'll take it apart, and then I should be able to, well, let's see here. Maybe I have the spring on backwards. Yes, I do. That's what happened. Can I put it on this way? Yeah, so what happens is when it's turning normally, it tightens the spring against itself to turn. Then when you engage it, it pops that loose. See how that spins inside itself now? And then it stops it from turning. So I had the spring on backwards. I'm gonna get this put back together, and then it's gonna be lunchtime. Last thing I'm gonna do, this fitting got all smashed up, so I'm gonna take the one off of this. We got a whole bucket of spares. I'm gonna take that fitting and put it on here. Should be 9/16, maybe? Nope, that's not either. Must be half. And 5/8. Yeah, there we go. Should be good to go. It's a little bit more tricky to get it back in here because what happens is, so when you pull that shaft out, it pulls the clutch up against the bearing, so you have something to push against. And what happens is when you slide it in, it wants to push the clutch over, and I've had it break. So I've learned that the hard way. So you kind of got to just take it easy and just tap, go easy, tap, go easy. Make sure the clutches are sliding, and then you can get it in. Is it going? Looks like it's going. I don't want to go too far yet because I got to get the collar on. Looks like I got to go a little bit farther yet. If I go too far, I can't get the collar in here because it goes up against the airbag mount. So, which way does this go? That way? That might fall off. Let's tap it a little more, see if we can get it in here. Yep, it fell. All right, we got it in there. Now all we got left is just tighten up this collar. Ooh, that one's tight. All right, make sure we got it on the hex, and give it a little bit extra with the pliers. Make sure it's good and tight. All right, and then drop your Allen wrench, and then you're done. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. It's lunchtime, and after lunch I got somebody coming to look at our refrigerator because it decided to quit working last week. So we've been without a fridge for a few days. So yeah, got a good start on the planter. We're probably another day or two we'll get it ready to go. Dad's running the meters up to the dealer to get them run, and got a couple parts that we needed to pick up for the spreader, and maybe some parts for this, I can't remember. He's gonna get the parts for this thing. Hopefully we can get it going. Hopefully the weather will cooperate and we can get our urea spread on our wheat, because it's gonna want some nitrogen here pretty quick. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.